live today, just doing a little makeup to get ready for the day. Then I'm filming a YouTube video right after this, a long form one. So that is coming, but for now, we are just doing a good old fashioned get ready with me. Quick skincare routine. I'm keeping this very simple today. My FUNday little spray water. This is a thermal water, so it kind of resets the base of your skin to a neutral pH. I love to start by just getting a little bit of moisture on there. I also read once somewhere down the road that having a little bit of water on your skin is actually good for your skincare. It helps have all the skincare kind of soak in better and adjust to your skin better. So I've been doing that. A little bit of my Tower 28 serum. This is just a really gentle daily serum. My skin is so happy right now, honestly. Hi, good morning. Okay, I'm just working that serum. This is the SOS serum from Tower 28. I'm just kind of working this into the skin. Like I said, my skin is so happy. It is just like simple skincare lately and it's working. The only spots I get little breakouts, usually like that time of the month, is down along my chin, but that's it. So far better than it used to be. Hi, Harper. Thanks for joining me. What's everyone up to this Sunday? We're just getting started, so not many people in here yet, but okay. I'm bringing that serum all the way up my head because sometimes I just feel like it's easier to blend if I take everything back. A little bit of moisturizer. I'm just gonna take a really small little dollop on my hand. This is my Tower 28 SOS moisturizer. Gonna pop it all over as I just work this into the skin. I'm just gonna press with my fingers and do these little circular motions. I feel like it's really good for just like awakening the skin too. I've had a slow morning. It's raining here in LA. No, I do not have cancer. I have alopecia. How nice of you to ask though. Anyways, working this into my forehead, especially this little area. I feel like the older I get, I really want to keep this area in between my brow bone nice and moisturized. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love my tattoos too. We actually are going to Ireland. Is anyone here from Ireland? Let me know if you're from the UK or in Ireland, because we're coming to Ireland next week and I'm so excited and I want to get a tattoo in Ireland. So if anyone has any recommendations, let me know. I usually collect tattoos everywhere we go. I'm so freaking excited. So my husband and I both love tattoos, and I have my alopecia tattoo here on my hand. I also have this big snake who's an artist. He's holding a paintbrush. Yeah, I have my dog Chance right here on my arm. I have a lot going on in this arm, but all right, let's get into it. Good morning, happy Sunday, now that everyone's coming in. Okay, yeah, send me a message if you're in Ireland because I want to connect with people while I'm there. But let's get into it. Okay, skin is prepped, feeling so good, so awake. You guys know all the bronzing drops that everyone is using these days. Everyone just puts the bronzing drops everywhere. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to take a little bit of the Pacifica Sunny Glow bronzing drops. I don't like to put them everywhere, but I do like to put them on the perimeter of the face. So I'm going to grab a big kind of fluffy brush like this. And I'm just going to work this into the perimeter of my face where the sun would naturally hit me if I actually got sun, like the outer parts. So I'm kind of doing, not really contouring, but this is really just cream bronzing with this. So I'm starting on the outside of my cheeks and kind of bringing it in where the sun would hit me. Okay, a couple more drops. Maybe I'll just put them right up here. Cool. Should I leave it like that? Maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna take this down my neck. I feel like this just like contours my face and makes everything a little bit smaller and bronzy. Cool. Gonna blend this up and just tap it into my forehead. It just feels like I've gotten a tan. And this stuff actually lasts such a long time. Cute. Now I look like I just got back from a trip. Okay, blending her in. I'm gonna take it on the nose. Hi, welcome if you're just joining. I'm gonna put it in this little brow bone area. These are like my go-to spots. Okay. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're just joining, we're just doing a regular old get ready with me. I'm just kind of bringing this bronze product up my head. These are the Sunny Glow drops from Pacifica. They're so good. Underrated. This is the best dupe for the Drunk Elephant ones that are really expensive. Don't recommend those. I really recommend these. So good. Okay. I went to Sephora yesterday and I picked up a couple of things. So I thought I would grab them and show you how I use them. These are all like travel size. They're really small because I'm going to Ireland next week. So I got a small Dermalogica micro exfoliant. This is such a good, a really good like travel size cleanser. It's like a micro exfoliant. So it helps create a lot more like resurfacing on your skin. I've used that one for years, but okay, what else did I get? I also got, this is what it looks like. This is the actual size of it. So it's a small little size. That's going to be great for travel. Then I got another moisturizer because it's the sale right now. And this is like my ride or die moisturizer. I also picked up a little mini spray, the Tower 28 SOS spray. This is going to be like my toner while I'm on the road traveling. I also picked up a little mini moisturizer, not moisturizer, makeup remover. This is a really good one. I haven't used this in a long time, but I wanted a small travel friendly one, and this one's really tiny. So I picked up that. What else? Oh, I got a little mini Paula's Choice BHA. This is another one of my favorite skincare products. Oof, there's a little hair on it. But this one is just a mini size, so it's going to be perfect to travel with. And then for makeup, I got a couple little minis. What did I get? Okay, I got this mini Hourglass concealer. I just want to take like really light stuff. I don't want to take a bunch of like big heavy products. So I picked up a bunch of minis so that it's easier to travel with. So this is the Vanish Airbrush Concealer. This is from Hourglass. I have the full one, but I was like, I'll just take a little one to travel with. So I'm going to bring that. I picked up a little Rare Beauty one. This is in the shade Joy. It's so pretty. It's like significantly smaller than the regular Rare Beauty ones. I don't have them in front of me, but it's tiny. It's like so teeny, mini little guy. So cute. So the little wand is so tiny, but I'm like, honestly, this product goes such a long way. I'm just going to bring this with me to Ireland. I got a little, this was like one of the rewards, 100-point rewards you can take. Actually, I'm not going to try it today because it's a hydrating primer and I've already put on that bronze stuff, but I got a little one of those. And then I got this little mini Westman Atelier contour stick. So I have the shade Biscuit and I've had that for years, back when I was working as a professional makeup artist, and I would have this shade Biscuit in my kit for years and years. But I switched over to this darker shade. This one is in the shade Truffle. So she's a little darker. And it doesn't seem as cool tone. It seems a little bit bronzy, but this is the color. It's kind of warm. But it's a little mini one. And I was like, oh, perfect for travel. I'm just going to use this to kind of contour the face. And the texture of this is so smooth. It's honestly one of the best like blending products for contouring that I've ever used. So let's use it today. We're gonna use it. Okay, first things first, I'm actually gonna highlight first with a little concealer. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm taking, this is in the shade Silk, so it's probably gonna be a little light for me, but I'm just gonna do a little bit under my eye and a little bit kind of lifting up. We'll do a tiny bit in the center. And then I like to go underneath my bronzing area too. And we'll start with that. We don't need a ton of product. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. Okay, I'm taking my little sponge. This is my little beauty sponge that I just washed. I'm crazy about these. I wash them so thoroughly. So like every time I use them in the morning, I go to the bathroom and I wash them and make sure that they're nice and clean. That'll really help you if you're experiencing breakouts. If you might be using a dirty sponge, sometimes that can contribute to breakouts. So we don't want that. Okay, so I'm tapping it in right into the chin. Oh, happy birthday, Mary Beth. Oh, happy birthday, girl. All right, same thing here. You can see how this just kind of like carves out a line right underneath my contour. This is just gonna give me a nice, smooth, defined line so that when we go in with contour, it's going to really like chisel out our cheekbones. It's such a good tip. Okay, tap, tap, tap. Same thing underneath my nose. I always feel like if I do a powder foundation, which I might do that today, I always get red underneath my nose. So I like to just kind of like add a little bit extra coverage there. Tapping out the forehead. I forgot how good this concealer is. Honestly, I haven't used it in so long, but Hourglass always does it right. Okay. I'm just brightening underneath my under eye now. You could honestly, if you wanted to do a like no makeup look, you could just do concealer and leave it at this because it's honestly so much coverage. But I am gonna add a little bit of foundation, so we don't need that much. Tapping out the sides of the nose, highlighting up here. This kind of placement of concealer is really gonna help lift the under eye. It's gonna make us look nice and awake, a little bit more youthful. I just kind of try and look up for underneath the eyes. And I just feel like blending is so important. Like keep blending. When you think you're done, keep going. All right, a little bit extra coverage on the brows because I'm gonna be drawing on my eyebrows from nothing. I do that every single day. All right, what should we do first? I guess I'm gonna contour first. Two ways to do this, two ways to use this product. The first way is to take it on a brush. If I was working on a client, this is how I would apply it on them. I would take it a little bit on a brush like this, and then I would apply it. I wouldn't ever use this on a client. But for me, this is gonna be used on just me only. So you could do that same technique, or you could drag it across your cheek. I'll do both to show you the difference. So it's definitely like a user-friendly package. You could just swipe this right on the cheek, but sometimes that applies almost too much product. So sometimes I like to go in just with a brush like this, and then we can carve out our contour just like that. Cool. There is the shading. So if I were gonna do it just with the product like this, I would just do a tiny little line like that. And then I would take my brush and tap this upward. We want to make sure to keep it mainly upward so that it's not dragging the look of our cheek down. We want to keep it nice and lifted and kind of make it look like these cheekbones are really sharp. So we're just kind of tapping it out. Can you see a difference? I can't really see a difference. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I am a makeup artist, so I've been a makeup artist for about 8 years. I don't really work on clients anymore. I just teach tutorials like this. I teach a lot of personal tutorials. I give people tips and tricks. especially people that have alopecia and hair loss like I do. So yeah, I've learned a lot over the years. I used to work at New York Fashion Week and LA Fashion Week, the Emmy Awards, bridal. I've done everything in the industry. So that's how I learned. Over time. Okay, so taking my same brush, I'm just gonna kind of work this in to that bone structure. Contouring literally means shading and highlighting. So that is the act of contouring. So shading just means to kind of take away the light from, right? We're adding a shade, like a natural shadow appearance somewhere. And usually that shading effect is gonna make something look smaller. So if we want this area to look smaller, we're going to add a darker color here, versus if we want to highlight, we're adding a lighter color that's going to bring the light to a specific area. That's like the basics of contouring. So we're just adding light in places and taking away light in places. That's all it is. Okay, so I'm working this into my brow bone, just kind of smoothing it out. There were a couple nice comments above about my skin. Just keeping it real with you guys. That ebbs and flows so much for me. Some days I have a good skin day and sometimes my skin freaks out and I get breakouts. So just keeping it real. It ebbs and flows for all of us. All right, so this is kind of my underpainting. This is just my, let's see, we have concealer. We have a little bit of contour underpainting. And then for blush, I'm going to take a little bit of my mini tiny little Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy. And I'm just going to do 2 little stripes, one a little bit lower so I can blend into the apples of my cheek, and one a little bit higher that we're going to use to kind of bring the shade up. This is my favorite brush of all time for blending out liquid blush. This is a Morphe brush, I guess. I'm not sure which collection this came in, but yeah, it must be a Morphe collection, but it's a really small, precise little brush. So I'm just going to take this and kind of work it into the cheek. And I like to keep it a little bit higher. So sometimes I'll tap it up towards my temples just to make sure it's nice and blended out. The fun thing with blush too is you can always layer it. So sometimes I like to take another shade. This is the shade Blush Lily from Juvia's Place. I think I'm going to do that today. I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of this product. It's really bright pink, but it's kind of like a light purple tone pink. And I'm going to put this right here after I've already blended the other shade out. And I'm just going to tap that out. I think that's going to be really pretty. So it's almost like an ombre blush effect. Yeah, that's really nice. Cute. Okay, and then once I've tapped it out, I'm going to take my little beauty sponge and just blend it out even more so it's really nice and soft. Pretty. Love that. Okay, same thing on the other side. Just kind of tapping, keeping it nice and high. We're going to bring it down onto the apples a little bit more, but I don't want to go, usually I try not to blend any lower than my nose. If I was to draw a straight line underneath my nose, you kind of want to keep your blush up high like that. Not much lower than the tip of your nose. So same thing here. I'm just tapping to blend. She's nice and blended. Then I can add my one little pop of that lighter tone Blush Lily. These are so good and underrated. No one talks about these enough, but I think they're really good and really affordable. All right, so tapping on the temples. Maybe I'll bring a little more product over here. I love that blush technique, like adding just another color that's really subtle. This is not subtle. This is actually a lot, but you could add it in a subtle way. So this sponge still has my concealer on it, so it's just gonna lighten that blush a little bit and blend everything out. Cute. Whatever's left, maybe on my brush, I'll just tap on my nose and a little on my chin to kind of connect everything. Make it look a little bit cohesive. All right, now it is time for foundation. You can use a liquid foundation, you can use a powder foundation. I think today I'm gonna use a powder foundation just because I don't know, I'm kind of low maintenance. I'm feeling very chilled. Like I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on blending out a whole liquid foundation situation. It's kind of a lot. So let's do that. I'm gonna take my MAC Studio Fix foundation, and this is my all-time favorite foundation brush for powder or for liquids. This is from Makeup Forever. So good. I have a little bit of lash glue like stuck in it that I cannot get out, but it's clean. I just washed this a couple days ago. So I'm gonna go in with my Studio Fix powder, and this is such a good foundation. It's a powder foundation. So if you're not used to it, it takes some getting used to, but if I ever need to get out the door really quickly or I don't have a lot of time, this is the foundation that I go for because it's just a powder. So I just kind of tap and press, and I'm moving really quickly. You can be done with the whole thing in 5 minutes, under 5 minutes. So if you ever don't have a lot of time to blend or think about blending foundation, I always reach for a powder foundation. So you can see it's going over the product that we laid down, but you can still see the contour and the blush popping through, right? So it's gonna look nice and light, but it's gonna give us a really smooth, even skin tone. And this is waterproof, so this lasts seriously all day long. All right, same thing here. Just gonna bring it down the neck. Because this brush is nice and wide, I feel like it just like covers so much space in such a short amount of time. I highly recommend this brush. It's the Makeup Forever, I think it's just called the Wavy brush. Yeah, Wavy. That's it. Makeup Forever Wavy brush. You can use it with liquids or powders. I have a tattoo on my neck over here, so I try to go light. Like I don't want to completely cover it up. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit more. We're gonna work it into the brow. So you can see this side has foundation on it. This side doesn't, so it's a little bit more shiny. You could totally leave it like this, but this is gonna give us a little bit more of a matte finish and a really nice kind of smooth tone to the skin. It's gonna make it look a little softer, not as shiny. And for us oily skin girls, I'm an oily skin girl, I really like this finish. Nobody talks about MAC anymore, but they really were very OG. Okay, so here's foundation, pretty much done. Nothing crazy, but I just added a little bit of product on my head. I like to blend all the way up because I'm bald. And I'm gonna press the rest into my brow bone. There we have it. Such a nice base. I love this one. Okay, for bronzer, what do we want to do to shape the face? I think I'm gonna use I'll use a couple products, I guess. I'm gonna use my Nabla Skin Bronzing Powder. This is such a good one. I'll use this for my nose. I like to do this as a little quick nose contour. This is my MAC brush, another holy grail, super precise little contour brush. So you can see it just gives a little bit more dimension. It's gonna make our nose look a little smaller. Kind of give us that really precise shape. Little nose contour goes a long way. So I'm just kind of wiggling it in. I feel like nobody talks about powder anymore. Everyone just uses creams. But as a makeup artist who's been in it for a long time, powders are the way to go. They last so much longer than creams. And I like a cream too, but I like to set the creams with a little powder because then you have double the wear time. So here's my little nose contour. I just kind of go up and down the sides, kind of define, but I like to slowly build it up, not just add a ton of product right away. So I do a little bit over the top, a little bit under the tip of my nose to make it a little bit more blended. Then you can take a little powder brush and kind of tap everything out so that it's no harsh lines. What is your favorite product? Oh my gosh, that's impossible to answer. I have so many. Honestly, this is one of my favorites right now. This is such an underrated bronzer. It's so good. This is the Nabla Skin Bronzing Powder in the shade Soft Revenge. It's like the perfect contour shade. It looks really cool, but it's got more warmth to it than you'd think. But you can see there's a little sheen. It's not totally matte. It's so good. So this is an underrated product. Actually, I'll use that to contour right now. I'm just going to take my little Vive brush and I'm going to pop that right underneath my cheekbone for a little contour so you can see the shade. It's cool, but not too cool. Just right for contouring. So good. I'll take a little under the chin. And then for bronzing my head, I like to use a different one because this one does have a little bit of a sheen to it. I like to use my Natasha Denona airbrush bronzer. This is one of my favorites of all times. Did I say, I think I said Natasha Denona. This is Charlotte Tilbury for sure. I'm just going to take a bigger, fluffier brush, and I like to kind of work this into the forehead because it's my forehead and I tend to get a little bit oily. Sometimes a mattifying bronzer is a little bit better so that we don't have too much sheen coming through. Just love this tone. This is the medium shade, number 2. It's really subtle, but really good. All right, on to blush. What should we do? Maybe I'll just do, I'm gonna do 2. Let's do 2 different ones. This is the blush combo I wore on my wedding day, actually. Ben Nye makes such good little mini powder blushes that are underrated. They're really simple, but they're so good. And then Sublime Flush from Hourglass. This is such a pretty blush. So good and so underrated too. So I'll do this one on the apples of my cheek because it's more of a matte formula. So I just like to smile a little bit. Pop this right on the apples of the cheek. Nothing crazy. But we're just gonna add a little bit more color. This is kind of like a soft apricot shade. It's literally called Nectar Peach. I'm just gonna pack this right on the cheek. So this is with it, this is without it. It's really subtle, but a little bit more life to the skin. All right, then over top, I'm gonna grab Sublime Flush and I'm gonna take this and put it a little bit higher up. This is gonna give us more of a pinky tone up top. It's such a pretty combo. So if you didn't want to wear a highlighter, this would give you a little bit of a glow. It's really, really soft, so not too much. Whatever's left on the brush, I'm just gonna tap over my nose and my chin, same thing. Okay, then we can go in with a little highlight. I'm gonna take my Fenty Demi Glow highlighter. These are so good. I don't hear enough people talking about them. This is in the shade Pretty Pearls. Look, I just like barely tapped it. It's so intense. I like how they call them like Demi Glow, but they're glowy. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here, a little bit on the tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. What's my favorite brush? Honestly, the one I just talked about. My big foundation brush, I love this one. That's my Desert Island brush for sure, the one that I like need to have. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of this on tops of my cheekbones and then just kind of blend it with my finger. Same thing over here. Just kind of blend it out. Now we have a soft highlight. We have some shading with contouring and bronzing. We have some blush. We have a little bit of highlight. So there's a lot going on. Now we can go through and add our little freckles. This is my favorite faux freckle from the brand Freck. I'm literally wearing their sweatshirt. Honestly, they are one of my favorite brands. I just saw someone ask that. They are one of my favorite brands right now. I just love the founders. I love everything that they do. They're still affordable for being in Sephora. Okay, so I'm gonna tap this into kind of the sides of my face, wiping off my finger that had highlighter on it, so there's nothing on there. And then I just kind of spontaneously tap these around. But you can kind of like pick up the product and place it elsewhere so that they look like real natural freckles. Like you got some sun. And they just look really soft and natural. So this is with, this is without. I just feel like adding little freckles kind of brings your skin, like your whole skin back to life. If I don't do freckles, sometimes I feel like it's like too perfect. You know what I mean? It's like too makeup-y. So I feel like adding freckles kind of just adds some texture, some natural texture back in. So same thing, I'm just gonna kind of tap these around wherever I want to, keeping them high up on the face though, so that they look nice and natural. I love little faux freckles, they're so cute. I never get sick of them. Cute, okay. Now that frecks are done, we can go through and bake. I usually like to bake just a little bit, not like a crazy amount, but I do like to do a little bit. I either use, not sure where my pink, here's my pink powder. We'll use pink because we'll do some pink makeup today. I'm just gonna take my little sponge, or you can use a powder puff. And I'm just going to tap off the excess. And I'm just going to go right along the sides of the nose and under the eye, like that. Just to kind of brighten. This is gonna give us such a nice long lasting effect on them. The makeup. So I like to tap a little bit in the center of the forehead. You can see how it brightens, but it's not like too unnatural. A little bit on the chin, and then I like to do a little line right in the center of the nose. Then you can do a little bit on the cheek, just to even define that line underneath your contour a little bit more. See how like snatched that makes your jawline? Such a good little hack. Same thing here, along the jawline. I like to bring it down. And then a little bit over the brows, because I'm about to go do brows. Ta-da, now we are baking. Okay, I'm gonna grab my little brow pen. This is from Urban Decay, this is the Brow Blade. Right now I'm using Brunette Betty, but whatever shade works for you. I like to use my little Real Techniques, Real Techniques. I thought I said it wrong. Real Techniques little sponge, and I'm just gonna use the soft pink side while I draw on my brows to kind of give me, just gonna give me a little bit more support and make sure that I don't like smudge off the rest of my face makeup while I'm doing my brows. I'm just cleaning this up really fast. That was not even. There we go. Okay, so I'm going in, I'm just using a tiny little bit of that product pushed up, so not a lot, just a little bit, and I'm gonna start to draw on my brows. This is really hard to talk and do this at the same time, so I'm just gonna be chilling. Be patient. Okay, just drawing them on. I just eyeball these every single day, but this is what works for me. If it's helpful, you can map them out. But most people, if you don't have alopecia, you probably have natural eyebrows, so you don't need to kind of shape them. You have them already. For me, it takes a minute to kind of guess the shape and where I want to go. But I do like this brow pencil a lot. I've been using this more than my Benefit ones lately, just because it's really soft and natural, but it actually lasts a really long time on the skin. So there's my, it's like my sketch. This is where I start. And then I kind of just go in on the other one and I mimic that shape. And then we can fill it in. I use a really, really light hand so that it's not, I'm not pressing too hard. It's really, really soft. That's like my #1 tip is use really, really light strokes when you're filling in your brows. Because it's always easy to add more. Sometimes it can be hard to take it away. But that's just me. All right, same thing here. Going through and I'm just making it a little thicker in the front. And now I can just kind of like look back and forth and see if they're even. I'm just guessing. Nice, yeah, you saw the YouTube short. I love YouTube shorts. I've been posting there like twice a day lately. It's so fun. I love short form content too. But going live like this is really fun. It's a whole different thing. Okay, so that's it. Now that I have these on, I'm just gonna take my bronzer brush and I'm just gonna tap over it to set these in place. And then we're gonna flip to the other side, not that. This side has a little pen. So this is like a waterproof pen that you can use to draw little hair-like strokes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through now and I'm just gonna draw some little hair-like strokes right on the brow and kind of flick them up at the end. I'm just keeping them really simple and it's not gonna look good for a minute, but trust the process. I'm just gonna add some dimension. I'm gonna add a little bit more to the tail of the brow. And then for the front, I'm just gonna draw some really simple little flicks like that. So we're drawing on some hair-like strokes. All the makeup on the table, honestly, there's not a lot. There's a couple of products. There's my sponge, my lashes. There's not a whole lot in front of me. I'm actually keeping a fairly clean makeup desk right now. Okay, so same thing here. I'm just drawing on my little hair-like strokes. And this is just to give like a base look that the makeup is on, that we have some hair-like dimension. And then same thing as we get close to the front, we're gonna draw more vertical little hairs. This is where the magic happens. We're gonna switch to our ABH 7B brush, my holy grail little eyebrow brush. So good. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of my KVD pomade. This is in the shade Graphite. It's just jet black, but I'm going to take a little bit and then close it up and pop it on the back of my hand. Then we're going to go through with a tiny amount of product. And this is where I draw on the hair-like strokes. So this is going to give us the most dimension and detail for everything. So we're going to go just tiny little strokes upwards to create what really looks like hair. So because we've already laid down the product before, the Urban Decay product before, it's gonna stick to that waxy pencil and this is gonna last all day long. So I'm just going in kind of long little flicks. And we're gonna create a little bit more dimension to the eyebrows. Oh, sorry you have to leave. That's okay. We'll still be here. All right, so same thing here. I'm just kind of adding a bit more dimension, and then I can take whatever's left on the brush. I'm just gonna go underneath the eyebrow and give it a nice little line, a bit more structure. So look at the difference between that one and this one. That black shade, this black pomade is where everything comes to life. So now we can just go through and add more dimension wherever we want it to look a little bit more strong. But this black shade doesn't look black. It looks like a dark brown if you use a little bit of product. Don't need a lot. Voila. Now we have like a more realistic looking dimensional eyebrow. Same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna look into my mirror and we're gonna give those hair-like little flicks. It's really soft. I don't want them to be like harsh lines, but I want them to show up. Okay. My husband Wade is doing a yoga out there. I wonder if you can hear it. Okay. I'm picking up a little bit more. This is the boring part, sorry. Here we go. Just adding more black to build these up. And I kind of just look back and forth to see if they match. Okay, we're getting close. Okay. I think that's going to be it for now. I guess I can add a little more up here. These don't need to be perfect. I'm literally just staying home and recording a video, but little concealer. I'm starting to breathe when I'm doing that. I'm gonna grab a little wipe. This is my Billy wipe, and just clean off this little guy. This is my brush for concealer. Oh my gosh, it's pouring rain out there. Such a gloomy day. A good day to stay home and go on YouTube. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go back through now with my concealer. And this is my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. But you can use anything, any concealer you want. And I'm just gonna use this to kind of carve underneath the eyebrow. So go right underneath. And this is just gonna help clean up any mistakes we made and also give the eyebrow a little bit more dimension. So same thing. After doing my initial line, I like to go through with more product and just kind of blending that out so it looks nice and bright underneath the eyebrow. This is such a good tip for like if you're drawing eyebrows on from scratch. It's gonna make your eyebrows look like they're 3D, like they're real, like they're really on your face. Ta-da, there's our eyebrow. Same thing on the other side, you can see the difference. This one just looks a little bit more lifted, a little bit more awake. And this one looks natural, nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna take a little bit more product now and do the same thing on the other side. And I'm not using a ton of product, I'm just doing a little bit of product. I just feel like this makes the brows look so much cleaner and like intentional. Cool. So that's underneath, then over top. Whatever's left on the brush, really. Same thing. And there we go. It's also helpful in making them look even. If you like didn't get them very even, a little concealer goes a long way in helping with that. Okay. Sweet. I always forget to breathe when I'm doing my brows. Now we can dust off our bake. This has been sitting on the skin for like 10 minutes. So I can dust that off. It looks nice and smooth, but it creates a lot of dimension for that contour to really pop. So I can dust off underneath the eye as well. And I'm picking up that powder. It's on my brush now. I'm gonna use that to set my eyebrow in place. It's the same thing here. Dusting off that bake. Pick up this powder. And then I'm gonna use that to set my brow. And this just kind of helps the brows last all day. They're not gonna smudge if I bump them or anything, and it just makes them look a little more natural, a little lighter. Sweet, we got our base pretty much done. Now I'm gonna take a little setting spray. I've been really liking this one lately. This is the Surf Proof setting spray from Cali Ray. Yeah, it doesn't claim to be super long wearing, but I actually find that it lasts a good amount throughout the day. So I'm gonna give it a good shake, and then a little spritz. Ugh. I always end up eating this on accident. Cool, we are set. Ooh. All right, set the base. Now we can do our eyes. I don't know what I want to do today. I'm totally, completely winging it. We're gonna freestyle. Any requests? What makeup should we do? Should we do colorful? Maybe I'll do some colors. I have these pink, yellow, turquoise, and green. Let's do these. I'm gonna use these, I think. That setting spray got in my lungs. What's behind me? What do you mean? It's creepy. Okay, let's do this. I think I'm just gonna go in with my little fluid eye paints. These ones are in the shade On Point is the light one. Then I have Taxi Driver for the yellow, cute. And then I have Replicant, which is my favorite teal shade. It's so good. Look how fun and bright that is. Such a good color. Then we have Vertigo Flowers. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Brows are done. Now I feel alive. Okay, for colors, I don't know where I want to place everything. I think I'm going to start by just doing a little bit of On Point kind of in center here on both sides. I'm just going to kind of map out the shape that I want to do. This is just my creative process, so you guys are along with me on this ride. Here's some brushes that I'm going to use. I just like to make sure that there's nothing on there first, not another color. But then I can just kind of blend these out. You have a little bit of time to work with them and blend, not a ton. This is going to create like a little cut crease, almost like the start of a cut crease. So it's helpful to do that contour before so that it gives you some extra shape to work with. Such a good bright light pink color. It's not white, but it acts as a really nice base for the rest of your colorful makeup if you're doing something fun and colorful. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this in the outer corner. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw on my little shape here. Then I'm gonna take a smaller one, this brush will work, and I'm just gonna do a V shape. Nothing crazy, just like a little V shape. And I'm not gonna take that too far in, just a little bit above where my eye crease is. Cool, subtle little V shape, nothing crazy. Same thing here. I'll bring it back. These are so easy to just work with really quickly. Like, you can kind of just lay down the pigment and then the brush, like the blending, does all the work for you. So now we have a little V shape. Just kind of blending it out a little more. Then I'm just kind of tapping and dragging the product around to move it where I want it to go. Cool. Nothing crazy. I'm just gonna let that chill there. And then I think underneath, I'm gonna take this shade, it's green, and I'm gonna do like, honestly, most of like the under eye, but I'm not bringing it into the inner corner. So under eye and outer corner here. I can just use the same brush because it doesn't have much product on it. And we're gonna blend that out. It's gonna kind of melt into that teal, but that's okay. Cute, cute, cute. I'd love to see it. I like the green. That's really fun. So then for inner corner, we can do like bright yellow. This will be fun. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this marigold, like bright yellow right here. And we can blend that out a little bit. I'm keeping it a little bit more concentrated in the center. Okay, I'm just gonna take my little brush here, blend that out. This is such a good yellow, oh my gosh. Cute. Same thing on the other side. I love that. I love color blocking. It's so fun to work with color. It's honestly easier than people think too. Every time I tell someone that and they're like, oh, I could never wear color like that. I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just have to play around with it. I'm kind of just smudging a little bit of that yellow, whatever's left on the brush, into the green and kind of moving it down so that it kind of blends out into my under eye more. So fun. Oh, thanks for joining while you could. Okay. Cute. Love. I love that so much. The teal is not perfectly blended, but I'm actually okay with that. I don't mind. If you wanted to go over it, you could do a graphic eyeliner like that and meet underneath, or you could do like a graphic eyeliner with black. A lot of choices there. I think for now, for me, I'm gonna clean off my little lash curler and I'm gonna curl my lashes. Oh, no, you didn't. Yeah, it's like creative, colorful makeup takes some getting used to for sure. But I'm sure you didn't look like a clown. It's fun. You just have to keep practicing and keep trying new things. Also, that's the beauty of makeup. You can just kind of wipe something off and start over again and keep practicing. So I'm giving my lashes a little curl, nothing crazy, but I just want them to be nice and upward facing. Yeah, the blending and the blending really is the hardest part. It's like learning which colors blend together. Sometimes I feel like that's the trickiest part, is knowing, like, you know, blending pink and orange versus pink and, you know, green is going to give you a totally different outcome. So color theory is really helpful. It's helpful to learn color theory. Okay, I'm gonna go through now and do a little mascara. This is my Bad Gal Bang mascara. It's getting a little dry, but I'm probably due for a new one. Just kind of working this into my lashes. My lashes are doing pretty good, actually. They're growing back quite a bit right now. Sometimes they fall out. They still, every now and then, will fall out. So it's hit and miss with how they're doing, but lately they've been growing actually really well. Unlike my eyebrows just, for whatever reason, have never grown back. It's the weirdest thing. Since I lost my hair the second time, they kind of just keep falling out. It's so weird. So I'm just gonna work this into the lash. I like to start at the root and then kind of wiggle it up. But the thing I like about this formula, this Benefit formula, is that it's so dry. Like so many mascaras are so wet and the mascara gets everywhere. It just like takes a minute to dry down. It's hard to work with. I'd rather work slow and really like pull the mascara through every lash. I feel like that just looks so much more dramatic, but makes my eye color pop. Yeah, it's so funny. Mascara changes everything, right? I remember when I lost my lashes for the first time, I really struggled because lashes were such a thing that made me feel my femininity, like being a girl, you know? So it's helpful. I'm really glad that they're growing back. Okay, same thing on the bottom. Bottom ones aren't as long, but there's something there. Just adding a little bit. I'll do a second layer probably in a minute. This is just gonna make our look come together a little bit more. Super pretty, colorful. Okay, a little bit more. Maybe I don't even need a second cup. I don't know. Cool, I think that's good. Then for eyeliner, honestly, I could leave it like this and I'm happy, but I do normally like to put on a little wing liner. What do we have? Oh yeah, very underrated. LA Girl Jet Setter eyeliner. This is like $4 or $5. So good. It is like better than the KVD tattoo eyeliner. It's a brush tip, so you can get in and make like super tiny little precise lines. So good. 51 learning every day. Nice. Isn't it fun? Makeup is such a good place to just connect and like chill and just enjoy makeup. I feel like the beauty industry has changed so much in the last couple of years. It's not as much that way. It's very like everyone knows all the tips, but I still love sitting down and just playing around. Okay, so I'm just adding my little wing liner. Nothing crazy, no special techniques, just like a classic wing. But I do feel like winged eyeliner allows you to kind of get more of a sultry, like elongated style look, which I personally love to do. So I like to do the outer corner, then I'll switch over here to the inner corner, and I'm kind of just stamping the product along my lash line and connecting it all the way back here. There we go, we have a pretty cohesive little line. If we want to fill that in more, we can do that. I think because I usually wear pretty big lashes, I'm always whatever about eyeliner. I'm like, it doesn't need to be perfect. Same thing over here. I'm gonna kind of draw the line straight back. This is definitely more of a straight eyeliner, not like a big wing. Okay, I'm just kind of filling it in. Cute, not bad. Then we can connect the front. And honestly, that's pretty much it. It's like not, I don't know, no crazy technique for eyeliner. That is just something that everyone has their own way that they like to do it. It's very personal, but this one works for me usually. This is like the way I do it every single day. Okay, now we're gonna let that dry a little bit. And while it's chilling out on my face, I'm gonna switch over to lashes. I have these are like my go-to Holy Grail eyelashes from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. They're in the style Saint. They're so good, so good. I'm gonna take a little glue and I'm just going to pop this on the lash. Your kryptonite, yeah, I feel you. Liquid eyeliner is always, it's hard. I don't know that it ever gets easier. You just get more used to doing it, you know? Okay, gluing a little bit of glue on the lashes, and then because eyelashes are kind of, they have that like curl upwards. I always look for lashes that curl upwards like that. You can just set them down on your desk and they won't stick. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna glue these ones up. This glue is dripping all over the place. I'm gonna just glue a tiny bit onto the lash, and then I'm gonna forget about it for a whole minute. And this is gonna let the glue get tacky. You really don't wanna apply lashes until that glue is tacky, otherwise it's gonna slide all over the place. Oh, you missed the brows? That's okay. Just so you know, every time after these lives, they get posted to my feed, so you can go back and watch the whole brow part. Just so you know. All right, what else do I want to do? I think I want to do something fun in the waterline. Let's see. I'm not really sure what color. Maybe a teal or something. Yeah, let's do teal. So this is my little LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner. It's kind of a bright teal color. These are like $1 or $2 at Ulta. They're so good. And they're waterproof, so they last all day long. This is like turning into festival makeup. It's very fitting because it was Coachella this weekend. Okay, there we go. Now what? Now I'm waiting for the lashes to dry. Maybe I'll do a little fun graphic liner. Why not? We're here, huh? This is a Glisten palette, Glisten Cosmetics. They make these water activated liners, clearly very loved, very used by me. So I want to do maybe a neon. What do you think? Either pink, like this, or peach could be really pretty. Kind of like sticking with the pastels. Either pink, peach, or that bright yellow is always really fun. I clearly use that one the most. Maybe I'll do yellow. Yeah, I'm gonna do yellow. So you can just take a little bit of water. This is like a little spray, a little aerosol spray can. I'm just gonna give it a little, tiny little bit of water. And my lashes are still drying. I'm just letting my lashes chill out. And actually, you know what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use a new brush. I just got these from Suva Beauty. Suva Beauty is closing down. I'm devastated, but I had to stock up before they fully close. So I got a few more brushes. Their kit is so good. And they did like a closing out sale, so I grabbed a few more of my favorite liner brushes. This one is so good. I'll show you guys. This is the 650. I'm so sad they're discontinuing everything because they're closing, but this brush is like the best eyeliner brush. Look at this. It's perfect. It is literally the perfect shape for doing graphic eyes. So I'm gonna dip into that bright yellow color and I'm just gonna work it into the brush. I'm gonna get really up close to my mirror here. Hopefully you can see. Everybody take a deep breath with me. And I'm just gonna go, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm just gonna do a rainbow line here. Cute. Isn't that fun? Just adds like such a vibe. That's such a fun little shape it added. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. A little bit more water in my eyeliner, but not too much. I feel like that consistency is so hard to get right. I'm going for like melted ice cream. I heard Shayna from Suva Beauty, the founder of Suva Beauty, say that at one point, like melted ice cream. And that's exactly right. It's just a little kind of fluid consistency. Cute. We're gonna do one more little coat. This is the festival makeup I did not see at Coachella. Like, where is the fun creative makeup? It's like nobody does that anymore. Everyone just does Hailey Bieber makeup. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more thickness to this one. Cute. That works for me. I'm happy with that. But I'm glad we added it. It adds like a vibe. Okay, for my under eye, I think I'm gonna take this Kaleidos palette, and this has a really fun, like bright neon kind of green yellow color. And I want to add a little bit more of that underneath here. So I'm just gonna take that. Ooh, yeah, now we're talking. This is the shade Chlorophyll, such a good color. It's like a chartreuse, like a true yellow-green situation. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly dust that into the under eye area. It's so fun and colorful. Ooh, I'm loving these together. So this is without it, and this is with it. So good. I love this color. I kind of forgot about this palette, honestly. It's so pretty. Okay. Same thing. Just dust in her underneath my eyeball. We're almost done. I'm just letting those lashes dry. Okay, kind of pressing that underneath the eye. And then I'll kind of bring it back towards the orange. Oh, I love this color. This is my favorite color, like true chartreuse, but like bright, you know? Oh, so pretty. Love. Okay, that is really fun. The only thing I don't like about this palette is how the top comes completely off, because there's so many times where I've dropped it and this is just flown off, and surprisingly they did not shatter, but this is such a good palette for spring / summer. Okay, now that lashes are probably dry, I'm gonna dust off whatever extra fallout on my cheeks I might have had, and then I'm gonna set actually one more time with my little setting spray. Cute. I'm so glad we added the neon. All right, I'm gonna clean off my little lash tool, pick up my lashes. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna pop just a little bit of black, and I'm gonna put this in my lash line just to help hide the lashes. This is a little trick if you ever feel like you can see that little skin part under here. I just like to add a little bit of black. I know that looks crazy, but it makes a difference, trust. Okay, so this is gonna help your lashes kind of blend in with your lash line more. I'm gonna pick up my little lash, I'm gonna turn it the way it's gonna go. I'm gonna look down into the mirror and just pop it straight on. It should be sticky and it should be like very easy to apply if you've waited long enough. If you have trouble with lashes, number one tip I tell people is you're probably not letting the lash glue dry long enough. Ta-da! Should be that fast. Yeah, my little smiley nails. I need to get these guys redone. They're grown out so far. They're hanging in there. All right, lashes are on. Oh, this look turned out so fun. I'm really glad I just kept playing. All right, same thing here. Just gonna wiggle it on. Cute. Lashes always take the look to like the next level. Cute. Okay, all done. We'll add a little bit of lip liner. Maybe we don't need anything crazy, but I need a little something. Okay, I'm just kind of letting them sit and dry a little bit. Letting my eyes adjust. It always takes me a minute. I'm like, whoa. All right, a little bit more mascara on the bottom, just to match that intensity at the top. And then we can do our lips. I'm gonna take my Pillow Talk medium. Nothing crazy, it's just a neutral. Make sure there's nothing on my lips. Ooh, she needs a sharpen. A little Charlotte Tilbury sharpener. Okay. I'm gonna look down into my mirror and I'm just gonna overline slightly. So really on the lower lip line, I'm keeping it pretty natural. But then for my top lip line, I'm actually gonna right over my Cupid's bow. So that our lips look a little bit more full. And then for the lip color, have you guys seen these? These are the new Revlon matte lips. They're so good. The applicator one is a mess. It's gross, but it's like just too much product. But the actual formula is really good. So I'm just gonna add that. It's so pretty. This one is in the shade Strut, number 5. So pretty. I feel like this would be a good bridal lip color. And they're so comfortable. They have like hyaluronic acid. So good. So it dries down completely matte. I feel like if you were getting married, this would be a really good wedding color. It's kind of like a mauve-y neutral. Okay, I think that's it. That's it for this makeup look. This was so fun. I'm gonna go record my long form YouTube video now that it's 3 o'clock. But this was really fun. Thanks for joining me. I hope you learned something fun, and hopefully if you have any questions, you can just ask me below. I may or may not keep these lashes on. They feel like a lot today, but it was fun to create regardless. So thanks for joining me, and happy Saturday. I hope you have the best day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.